listening to Anthony on the Virus, Sirius XM.
There he is. Take a seat.
What's happening in the news today?
All kinds of shit going on.
What happens today? Pagan love God.
Yeah, this guy is I guess he was a politician or something, and he's shacking up with his 23-year-old interns.
Yeah, there's one.
Nothing wrong with that, right?
Yeah, that's the one that I think he was having sex with, and then that's the one that they say he might be having sex with now.
You know.
Yo, listen, this is good stuff, man.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's bad. And I know your guys say Mike Tyson shouldn't be the one commenting on these stuff, but, you know, he should just tell his wife, I don't want to be married to you no more. And I want to be married to my young intern who's old enough to be my, a youngest daughter, but still I love her.
Yes, exactly. You know, if that was an older broad with a younger guy, they'd be like, oh, she's into the, boy toys and everything. And that would be, acceptable.
Well,
but now that guy's a pig.
You should arrest him.
Right.
You should arrest him because he doesn't like being with his wife that has menopause anymore.
Right.
We should arrest him.
He wants that nice, supple ass.
Yeah,
that doesn't look
small
like, yeah.
and tiny and petite and nothing that goes all around like a big blubber whip. Like, you ever see the balloon, the big bubbles, like the bubbles going to balloon and shake? That's a big whale.
The big soap bubble. And it's going in every direction. You don't know where it's going to end up.
Don't you hate those big, just sloppy, white, big dough asses?
Yes.
You just put it on you, you just go, it goes over your legs, comes down, drop. What the hell? You got to go like that.
It looks like she's been sitting naked in a gravel driveway when she stands up.
Yeah.
Looks like she brushed the gravel off. But
that's bad stuff.
It's terrible.
I never was into big fat people. Like I've done my share of really awful ones too.
Oh no, my criteria is just breathing. I'm complaining now, but I've been talking about the issue. I'm not complaining about me being with her, but I've been talking about the issue here.
Well, you have to know what you're talking about.
Fat, miserable asses. You can't form into anything. Just drop.
Right.
She didn't have pants to be at their knees and stuff.
Yeah.
In order to know the real God, you have to deal with some pagans.
I guess so. To appreciate, as they say, to appreciate the rainbow, you have to experience the rain.
Oh, no doubt about that. And I've known what it's like to be with devil worshippers, so I understand. It's all about orgies and blood, and it's good stuff if you're in that spiritual direction, of course.
Of course.
Isn't it funny how mad people get at this? Like, instead of acknowledging that every man would want to do this, we kind of allow these politicians to be thrown. Even if he's a good politician, we let him get thrown out.
But when you're a politician, see, that's why Obama just hit the nail home on it, because he said, "Have I used cocaine?" See, all those other guys never had the balls to say, I've used cocaine. It's cool. I used cocaine. And now look what I've accomplished. No, not everybody. I'm the exception. I'm not the rule. I'm the exception. I could use cocaine during the college years, the best years of my functioning brain, and still succeed.
Yeah.
That's straight. What we did, you can't bring up nothing from the past. That's like me. No past stuff. This is it.
It's where I ended up,
That's right.
Everything else is just the road to get you where you are right now.
Yeah, that was one of the biggest things that ever happened.
A lot of bumps.
This is what it is. This is what we're dealing with.
Yeah.
You're listening to Anthony.
I was with Howard Stern, and Howard Stern, he could be crazy, irritant sometimes. But,
Yeah.
He's very nice and polite. Over the years, before I did the show, I said, well, I could do the show now, because Howard's not the old Howard.
He's very polite now. Well,
He cares about children. He has,
the wife, the dogs, everything. He's very mellowed out now.
He's not as radical. He cut the fro a little bit. Things are going good for him in life.
Yeah.
He's very docile now.
Yeah,
awesome,
that'll do it.
So it's probably a better time to do it than, say, 10 or 12 years ago.
Exactly. Then we're talking disgusting things.
Yeah. So, Mike, tell me who you're banging.
my wife.
Would you ever notice, too, when you were doing interviews, how guys would talk to you in a way, because there's this whole thing of boxer and interviewer, where they never would have spoken to you that way if you had met them in real life, like taking liberties that they never should have taken.
Well, that's just a part of the business. I might take liberties too.
Yeah, true.
I was always amazed at people who would do that. Like, the only thing separating you from a fucking beating is the two microphones.
Well, right.
You're a hostile young man.
Oh, no.
Last night, even I could see during the pictures, and he's down there, I can see we're taking pictures, everything's great, but he still has the don't fuck with me look on his face. I'm like, cool, and I'm putting my head on his head, loosen up, that's right. But he's right there. He's that way always in these events. Come take pictures, don't fuck with me. Why?
You know why? He's so obsessive. He's focused on just getting pictures.
Well, you know what it is? It was Mike and LaMotta, and I'm like, what?
Oh, that was serious too. That was true. Yes, he's 91. I'm talking to him. He's sharp.
That's amazing, right? Good
and
for him.
And he was right. He fought everybody. You know, the motto, Cuz used to tell me this story, Jake LaMotta, cause, you know, back in the 50s, you know, they had the mob and they set your fight up, and if it's a big, tough, some monstrous black guy, you want to fight him? No, I don't want to fight him. You want to fight him? And then you go to Jake LaMotta and say, hey, Jake, who you want to fight? And Jake goes like this. This is so classic that people don't know about it. Jake goes like this. I want to fight anybody they don't want to fight.
Oh, yeah.
Just like that.
What a hard-headed motherfucker, man.
Hard.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I was watching footage of him last night after the show. I went home and was watching Sugar Ray Robinson and LaMotta fight.
What a fight.
They just, the amount of punches he took.
6 fights. That's 6 fights. Yo.
Amazing,
that's 6
right?
Fights. That's the last fight you saw. That's 6 of them.
3 weeks apart at one point.
Yeah, that's how they
Holy
fight.
shit. Come on.
3 weeks apart.
Listen, that's how they were used. Fighters were used like animals back then.
That's
2 weeks. They
crazy.
had 4, and every fight was a war. Every fight they had to go to the hospital, but it's 3 weeks later. This is what I know about fighters. At least this is what I know about myself. I read books about fighters, and a lot of them are so scared inside, but they're afraid to tell people they're afraid. That's how they handle their fear. They're afraid. They never tell anybody they're afraid. They're cowards. And, and they still become great fighters. And it's not like now we can go to a psychiatrist where I feel like this. I feel like a coward. I feel like this guy's going to kill me. I used to feel safe. But right, you can't do that now. You got to give you some medicine. It's going to be all right. But now you just got to deal with, this guy's going to kill me.
Back then, you had to just figure out what the hell
figure it out.
you would do with yourself.
Back then, and all those great entertainers were crazy actors. Those guys had mental illnesses.
Right.
They just didn't know how to diagnose those guys back then.
Yeah.
Were you ever afraid someone was going to see it in your eyes when you were doing the stare down? Like, I'm scared, and this guy is going to know by looking at me that I'm feeling fear right now.
No, because the only thing different about me and the other fighters I fought is that I understood my feelings. I understand when I felt fear. I understand that didn't mean that I was going to be a loser. That meant that I was preparing me to be better, to excel, to, my highest potential.
Yeah, you were able to turn it into some potential. We're being told you have to go.
They know I love the show.
Yeah.
We ain't even talking crazy yet.
I know. we got to have you back on sometime when you have a little more time.
Sunday night, Mike's at, is it this Sunday?
Westbury Music Hall.
May 5th is Westbury.
I always look at the newspaper, too, to see this crazy thing. I'm going to do a spoof. The world according to Tyson. All my spoofs will be from the newspaper. Listen, this is what I found out. Remember at that thing at the, was it Empire State Building, everybody got shot? I found out it was the cops that shot everybody.
Yeah.
I said, God, I'm thinking these crazy guys did it. The cops that shot everybody. We got to get a spoof on that. And the cops come, yes, ma'am, down, bow. What the fuck?
That'd be the show. Tyson does the news.
Yeah.
Oh,
my God. It'd be great.
What happened? Mistrial probe after she falls.
That's a juror. That's a woman juror who fell for the guy.
Well, that happens every day. Because, you go to the prison. This guy killed everybody's mother in prison. Next thing you know, he falls in love with the prison guard. And she marries him. Gives him a baby. He done killed everybody and everything. And everybody's family member. But I just guess we don't know. People on people, life on life terms. We don't know why people do what they do.
Mike, your people are going to get very pissed.
They don't get high. I'm the one that get pissed off to the highest of festivity.
Good seeing you, Mike.
Highest festivity.
Let's go to you guys.
Thanks a lot, Mike. Take it easy. The guy's great.
He looks like a guy who is sober and doing very well, which is nice. And we can't recommend this show enough. It's fucking awesome. It's moving. You see a side to Tyson. This is what I would love to ask you, but it was just so quick about him being so silly on stage. Like, he really is silly, and just like the goofy guy you're listening to now.
That's
fucking
his
with the
personality.
News. Yeah.
But when he was fighting, the first thing we learned about Mike Tyson is he's an animal attack dog. When he would fucking bolt out of that corner and just pound the person and knock him out, that's all you knew. So the whole story that built up around that was all you knew of him. And then you realize, no, this is a guy that likes a good funny dick joke and fucking goofing around on the news and shit like that. That kind of got lost in the fact that he was such a great fighter.
Yeah.
Sirius XM, the virus. You're listening to Anthony.